Hi guys, this is Stephanie and welcome to Stephanie's Journey. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome, and for those of you returning, welcome back. If you have not been here before, I would love to have you as part of the Stephanie's Journey's family. Just click on that subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell beside that. Don't forget to click on that all on that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos in the near future. Today I have for you pumpkin bread with pecans. So it is a vegan pumpkin bread. It is very moist, delicious. So if you're interested in seeing how I make that, then stick around and stay tuned. Hey guys, what we have here is all of the ingredients that we're going to use for the pumpkin bread. For starters, we have a half a cup of pumpkin puree. Make sure it's not pumpkin pie filling. The can is usually 15 ounces, so this is about 12 ounces of it. You can use the whole can if you so choose to. I don't think it'll hurt any, but I'm just using a cup and a half. We have here some vegan buttermilk. It is just half a cup of almond milk and then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So it's already curdled. It's been sitting here for a while because it had to get room temperature. So we have that. We also have one vegan, well, we're using 2 vegan eggs, but I always like to use 1 applesauce and then 1 as flaxseed. So this is just your flaxseed, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water. So that's been sitting just as long as that. Probably, I don't know, probably been sitting probably an hour because I was doing something else. But this is just 1 little cup of all natural applesauce. It doesn't have anything in it, just the applesauce. We have a half a cup of sugar. I usually use raw cane sugar, but I'm out. I haven't been in Costco, so this is just regular sugar. And then a half a cup of brown sugar, which is light. This is a light brown sugar. We have 1 stick of vegan butter. This one is the Earth Balance. And then we have 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. You can use imitation if that's all you have. I don't think it'll make much difference. I just prefer pure extract. Here we have a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. We have 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, and then a half a teaspoon of ginger. I like ginger in mine. You may not like it in yours. You can omit it if you don't, but I just like the kick of the ginger in mine to make it a little spicier. And we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then here we have about a half a cup, maybe a little more pecans. That's optional as well. I just like them in mine. So this is what we're going to use. I'm going to sift together my dry ingredients and put them in the bowl, and then my wet ingredients as well in the bowl. So I just always like to put my dry ingredients together and just sift them to make sure that it's not any big lumps in them. And you can run them through the actual sifter, because that's what I do. Or you don't really have to. It's personal preference. You can just use one of these and do it that way, but get the lumps out. But I don't think this gets all the lumps out. But I just like to mix it together first, make sure it's well incorporated, and then just sift it into my bowl with my wet ingredients. And of course, you know, as per usual, we spill everything around here. That's just how this channel works. So I'm gonna try to keep my head out the frame, but oops, we all know how that goes. So let me get my bowl. I meant to get that out earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour my wet ingredients in before I turn them over. And just mix all of the wet ingredients together. Make sure you're preheating your oven to 350 degrees. Sometimes I bake them on 325. Depends on if I'm baking too in my toaster oven or if I'm baking in my regular oven. But since it's chilly outside, I just turned the whole oven on because it's cozy. And I'm taping at night instead of in the daytime like I usually do. Make sure you mix this together pretty good before you add your flour in. Well, your dry mixture. That way you don't have to over mix it too much. And I want some pecans inside of it, and then I also want some on the top. So I'm going to put half of it in the inside of it and then the other half on the top of it. I'm going to get my little sifter, and I'm just going to use this to sift in my dry ingredients, just to make sure I don't have any big lumps or anything. And see, you do have all of these big lumps, especially with brown sugar. You get a lot of lumps, and I don't want that in my cake. Let me stir some of this together first before I put all of that in there. I'm like a crazy woman. And you can also, if you don't want to use applesauce, you can use a half a banana as well in it as your egg replacer. That works just as well. I just like using the applesauce because to me it gives it a whole lot of moisture. But it's all personal preference. Some people don't like applesauce. And you can put these chunks of sugar in there. They will dissolve, to be quite honest. But I usually just smush them down and put them in there. Because by chance, if they don't, I just don't want to bite down on a big old chunk of sugar. So I try to refrain from that. So I sift my flour. You can smell the ginger. Ah, it smells so good. Make sure you're getting down to the bottom, because you don't want no dry flour down there. And we're going to put this in a loaf pan. We're going to oil it, and then we're going to put this in there. Well, let's see if we can break down some of the sugar. Because we do want our sugar. We just don't want it in clumps. I should be using a spoon. And that'll break it down. That one, I don't know, it's very hard, don't want to come out. We're not going to force it. Don't want to go, don't make it. Alright, that is everything. We're going to put in about half of this. Leave the other half for the top. No, we ain't put the butter in. Why y'all let me forget the butter? I know I heard somebody probably saying, the butter, you still got the butter right there. Yeah, and I already put the nuts in. This vegan butter does not get soft. I don't know why I didn't put it in the microwave, but it does not get real soft. You really pretty much have to put it in the microwave. And every time I bake, I say the same thing, and I never have put it, hardly ever put it in the microwave. So now I gotta fight with it. It's okay when you're using the big blender because it'll get it real good first. By hand, when I'm not using my stand mixer, you have to fight with it. And I don't want to over mix, so I'm going to chunk it, which it'll be alright. It will be alright. Warm your butter a little bit, people. Don't make it melty. Warm it a little bit where it maybe like on 10 seconds where it's a little softer. I don't know why it's been sitting out half the day. It just, maybe it's just not hot enough in here. But that looks okay. Alright. Now let me get my loaf pan. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the glass one today or if I just want to use my regular old one. My glass one is in the dishwasher. We're going to take some vegan butter, and you can use regular oil, you don't have to use butter. I just always use butter, as I say, because that's how my grandma done it, and when I used to help her make cakes growing up, that's what we done. Get some butter, put it on some paper towel, and rub it on your pan, and that was it. Sometimes we flour it, sometimes we not. But this pan is getting a little bit, the non-stick isn't really all that non-stick anymore. So I think I'm going to put a little touch of flour in here just so it can come up. And you can do parchment paper or whatever it's called in there at the bottom too. I don't particularly care to do that myself. I'm just going to pour a little bit of flour over in here and dump it in the trash and call it a day. So give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, my pan's all floured. And you can make these into muffins and put them in a muffin pan. You can also, I have this little pan. This is what I should have done them in. Every time I say I'm going to make, I say I was going to make, they like little bundt cakes, but I don't ever use it for individual. Maybe I do it for the holiday so each person can have their own little individual little cake. But right now, I'm going to put my head in and pour it in here. And again, people, 350 on your oven. And it's going to take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, just depends on your oven and your elevation. If you have gas or electric, it just all varies. So start checking it at about 45 minutes with a toothpick and make sure that it comes out clean before you take it out. Try to get all of it out of there. Waste not, want not. I got all of it out of there. Don't want that there because it's going to burn. See them butter chunks? You ain't gonna hurt nothing. Then I just want to spread out my pecans on the top. And you can do a crumble on top of here too if you want to. I don't want that. I just want these pecans on this top. I'm gonna get a little bit more because I want more on there. Okay, y'all. These are my chopped pecans. You can put whole ones on there too. I got both. I've got so many nuts, my head's about to spin. But I love them. And they're a good source of fiber and protein. Alright, that's it. Get the air bubbles out. That's why you drop it, to get your air bubbles out. Alright, so we're going to put this in the oven for about an hour and we'll come back and let you guys see what it looks like. So stay tuned. Here we got a half a cup of powdered sugar. We're going to make a glaze for the cake. I want my glaze to have a pumpkin pie flavor too. So I'm going to use maybe a fourth, maybe an eighth. About an eighth of pumpkin pie spice, eighth of a teaspoon, and we're going to do some vanilla, about a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to put a little bit of plant-based milk in there. Probably about a teaspoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's just almond milk. Stir it up. And if you want it a little more runnier, then you put a little more milk in it. But I think this is pretty much thick enough because I wanted a thick glaze on the top. Might add just a fourth more, just a little bit runnier. And that's it for the glaze. The cake is done. It cooked for about an hour and maybe 5 minutes. It's cooling now, so we can't put this on it, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget to put this in there, because when I did my bread, I forgot to do this part, and I did it afterwards, but I forgot to put it on camera. So I'm just gonna let this sit until I get ready to put it on the cake, and we'll come back and let you guys see it once it finishes. Well, I guess I'll let you see when it's cooling in the pan. There you go. Let it cool. And then we'll come back after a while for a taste test, so stay tuned. Okay, y'all, my cake has finished cooling. Well, my bread. Like I said, I call it a cake because it's sweet. But I tasted this and I added 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ginger to it. Initially, I just had a 1/2 a teaspoon of the spice, pumpkin pie spice, and the vanilla. And I tasted it and I was like, I need a little cinnamon and I need a little ginger. But you make yours how you want to. You may not even want the glaze on yours. I don't know why you wouldn't. But I'm going to put it on mine because it tastes so good. Okay, that is it for that. Okay guys, we're about to cut it and have ourselves a little taste test of my favorite, the end piece. Look at that. Looks good. I'm going to take a up close video. Okay guys, let me get a napkin. I had to take my up close video so that I can put it on the napkin because it has the sugar on it. I don't want it all over my hands. There you guys go. Look at it up close and personal. Let's give it a taste test. I don't know why I like the end piece, but I always do. This is good, y'all. Just in time for Thanksgiving. Do not leave off the glaze. Glaze is very good. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. That is it, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. The full recipe will be below. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by my channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy holidays to you all. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. I look forward to seeing you all in my very next video. Bye-bye. Delicious. Delicious.